cruzar el desierto porque pues mi niña tenía que entrar para estudiar. Crucé alrededor de 7 días caminando. Tengo que regresar porque mis hijos son de aquí y el futuro, lamentablemente, en México no hay futuro para ellos. Aquí sí. Pues aquí me casé, aquí hice vida y mi vida la tengo aquí.
Arizona Governor Jan Brewer defiantly signed the most sweeping anti-immigration law in the nation.
Salimos por la mañana alrededor de las 7:30 de la mañana con mi esposo, mis 2 hijos y mi hermana que tengo aquí a mi lado. Cuando menos nos lo esperamos, el policía ya estaba atrás de nosotros prendiéndonos las luces, quisiéramos un alto. Esa 45 límite, nosotros no veníamos ni más ni menos. Yo estaba embarazada, me faltaba casi como 3 semanas y media para yo aliviarme de un niño que se llama Alan.
In many ways, Arizona is a microcosm of what's happening around the country in terms of violations of civil and human rights, of racial profiling, and it's a place where we can come together as different communities and restore racial equity and justice.
I really want to build rich relationships here and see how we can really connect your communities to the border and the border to your communities.
My family's West Indian, and there's definitely this perception that, oh, well, we're West Indian, we're black folks, oh, you know, all the folks who are coming across the border, that somehow immigration that one group is doing is better or worse than immigration that another group is doing. And so what I'd like is just be able to have more education for myself to be able to talk to my family, my folks about it.
The fight at the border is the fight for all of us, all across the country. Here in the Sonoran Desert, we had always found such beauty until the death began, and now our deserts are filled with blood.
These are almost all migrant remains here. See, a lot of this is going to be John or Jane Doe. There's a Jane Doe right there. There's a John Doe right there. And it's got kind of an odor here. If you stay here too long, it'll get in your clothes. This is on property on people that we have not identified yet. Just here we have an example of a watch and then a piece of paper with some in Spanish right there. There's no phone numbers on that particular property, but we hang on to this until we either release the person or we identify them. There's just a couple more examples. Just a fragment of a belt buckle, a fragment of a news story, a wallet. On this John Doe. Here we also have a John Doe. We just have fragments of paper, a fragment of a zipper, foreign currency. Looks like there's a fingernail clipper there, a big one. So these remains were out there for a while. They look a little weathered.
Cuando sentimos ya nos habíamos parado, hicimos un alto y lo único que fue, dijo, dame tus llaves. Mi esposo se las dio. Le dijo, dame tu licencia, registración, aseguranza. Se las dimos. Dijo, espérame un momento. Cuando yo miré que ya eran más de 10 minutos, le dije a mi esposo, se me afigura que ya nos echó inmigración. Dijo mi esposo, no, espérate. La única excusa de él fue que porque no traíamos placas, que ya estaban vencidas, y no estaban vencidas, no había nada que tuviera excusa el policía. Su excusa fue por ser mexicano, mi esposo, porque en ese momento le dijo el policía, ¿tienes papeles? Y mi esposo bajó la cara y dijo, no. Ok, se empezó a reír.
When you go out into the desert and you see the place where thousands of people have died, it really does give us a larger, deeper analysis for what's happening with immigration reform, with policing, with the building of prisons, with the building of detention centers, with racial profiling, and where and how all of our communities need to be working together.
We've been fighting for a very long time in this country, Black people, and like Arizona is a testing ground for this stuff. Black people have been in our testing ground for this treatment, and we're still outraged, we're still mad, they're still killing us, and still nothing's been done. So it's like we really all need to get together and fight. People are now saying there's an issue of driving while brown, but before it was driving while black. You know, it's the same treatment. The profiling's the same, but we're just citizens, so we get treated a little bit differently. But we get put in jail. You know, Latino people get sent out the country.
I would say SB 1070 doesn't almost mandate racial profiling, it mandates racial profiling. So essentially it asked officers to stop anyone that they believe to be undocumented. And how do you tell that someone is undocumented other than by looking at them, by looking at the color of their skin? Local law enforcement has been imbued with federal immigration status, so they have the authority to detain folks and run background checks and collect information. The people who are supposed to keep them safe, the people who are supposed to protect them, the police, are out to get them. I think it's important for people doing work on a number of different rights issues to come together and see that when anyone's human rights are violated, it impacts everyone.
Immigrant rights are human rights! Immigrant rights are human rights! Immigrant rights are human rights!
287G, I mean, ESCOM, 1070, a cop sees someone that looks like an immigrant, you know, and they will stop him, make any excuse, busted headlight or anything like that, and instead of giving him a ticket, you know, they'll deport them, you know. So yes, there will be a lot of racial profiling based on these legislations, you know, and these enforcement policies, and we need to stop them.
What happens in Arizona is going to come and happen to you all across the United States, has in fact happened. It's really critical, not only because it's coming to you, but because they plan to do even more damage to our communities.
Cuando inmigración le puso las esposas a mi esposo, lo único que yo hice, no se lo lleven, o llévenselo pero dejen a mis hijos. El migra no quería que nos subiéramos todos, pero el policía me pushaba. Entonces traté de hacerme la fuerte y cuando menos esperé, pienso que la bolsa de la placenta se me había rompido porque miré que eran bastante agua. Yo le dije, me siento mal, le dije, hablen a los bomberos. Dijo, no, pues súbete para que te vayas para Nogales y ya te alivies. Entonces cuando llegaron los bomberos me dijeron, no tienes nada. Le dije, sí, yo me voy a aliviar porque no miran esto. Yo les dije, no miran esto, el policía riéndose, no tiene nada.
I think the border is sort of a microcosm of what's happening in the rest of the country in a very concentrated way. You literally have legalized checkpoints within 100 miles of the border because it's seen as a high security area. Well, that high security area has now branched off to the rest of the country. And there's various excuses after 9/11 to search people, to racially profile people, to stop and frisk people. Definitely in my community, the Muslim community, it happens all the time.
When you guys talk about Arizona being a laboratory for the rest of the country, really, it just clicked for me that we do have border checkpoints in schools, in subways, in, when you're driving down the road and someone goes through, that is a checkpoint.
In the interior, it's national security that's used as a justification to do that, and here it's border security. The reality is the vast majority of thousands of people who are stopped and profiled, stopped and frisked, are people, everyday working class people who are on their way to work and on their way to school, but they're people of color.
Bueno, me llevaron los bomberos, me llevaron al hospital, le hablé a mi partera, le dije, ¿sabe qué? Se me hace que me voy a aliviar. Pero yo llevo a mi lado a un migrant. El migrant iba al lado de mí como si fuera mi esposo. Y lo que más mal me caía, que me decía, échale ganas, pújale, pújale, porque tú te vas a México con el bebé. O sea que fue espantoso. Yo estuve en el cuarto de parto, el migra seguía a mi lado, cuando los migras, yo cuando menos pensé, el migra ya estaba afuera, el otro estaba a mi lado, o sea que estaba rodeada de migras. Y yo le dije a la partera, no puedo aliviarme, me siento muy mal, necesito que lo saquen, ¿cómo me va a aliviar si aquí está el migra? Me decía la partera, échale ganas, concéntrate en tu bebé, deja el migra. Ok, traté de concentrarme, pero lamentablemente no me podía aliviar porque, no sé, yo creo pensar en mis hijos, en que yo ya estaba por aliviarme, sabiendo que en vez de que estuviera a mi lado mi esposo, pues era el migra.
One of us gets attacked, we all get attacked, but one of us rise, we all rise.
We have a responsibility in the U.S. to work together and to not let ourselves be divided and conquered by the myths and the stories that keep us apart. And so I'm hoping seeing the struggle of largely Latino migrants at the border, seeing the border deaths, seeing the border criminalization will resonate with the various parallels in which the ways those systems works on each of our communities. And we can actually find targets, strategies for campaigns that we can engage in together to roll back some of these really harsh policies in the U.S.
The different groups that are here, you know, and working together, it's really important and it does give hope.
Yo creo que todos los grupos tenemos esa esperanza de que podamos hacer un cambio y por eso estamos acá.
In my utopia world, there is no status, there is no who's black, who's brown, who's white, and everyone is on like the same platform. So that would be the perfect ideal world for me.
For all the known people and the many unknown migrants who have died in the desert, we have this time of silence.
Change is gonna come slowly and with a lot of fight and a lot of sacrifice from all of us.
Racial profiling and discrimination and policing is an ever-evolving system. And it's something that we have to evolve with, and that evolution comes with us building solidarity across all community lines and linking our histories together and knowing that those policies that we're fighting against affects everyone.